It is a windy day. It's not really a good day to be cutting logs for sure, cutting trees. We've got a strong southeast wind today. It's a Saturday. I guess the plan of attack today, we probably won't cut out here in the open, not with the wind blowing like it is. It's too dangerous, and we don't want to damage any of these good trees. But Dad is headed into this timber right here, this little, I wouldn't call it heavy timber, but it's basically just kind of a walnut grove. And on the back side of that, there's kind of a draw. I think he said he's going to go down in there and try to cut a few and get them on the ground if the wind ain't blowing too hard. So we were talking about that when we got here. I mean, it's blowing and pushing pretty good, but just got done fueling the furnace up. Gonna fire it up real quick. I'll get it started, and I'll drag, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get these ones we cut yesterday out of this field, and I'll get them down out of here, put in a pile where we get the logs cut out of them, get that part cleaned up. So, I'm going to answer some questions or get some feedback real quick. Can't remember who asked. It was pertaining to my comment about the squirrels, you know, that they do the reseeding for us. Somebody asked about the walnut trees, about how they grow out here in these pastures. No, they won't grow. I mean, if you were to plant them, they won't grow good. They won't, especially where these cattle are. They're gonna stomp them, trample them down, which really, for the most part, these walnut trees in these pastures, farmers really don't want them out here, at least most of the ones we deal with. And kind of a little bit of background behind that, there's been on more than one occasion, there's been some lightning strikes down here, and cattle will bunch up around trees, you know, when there's a storm. There's been some lightning strikes around walnut because they do attract lightning. I can't explain why, but they do. So we'll go in and excuse me, I jumped the gun there. So farmers have lost several head of cattle at a time due from lightning and them getting under walnut trees. So what we'll do, we'll go in and we'll cut those trees out of the pasture, kind of like what we're doing here. The ranch, the trees don't mean nothing to them, these walnut trees out here in the pasture. If anything, they're just an obstacle, and the grass doesn't grow too good around the walnut trees either, because I think walnut trees are very acidic. So we're just going to cut them, get them out of the pasture. It's helping them. It's sure helping us. So, gosh darn, that wind's really getting with it today. So that's just a little bit behind the walnut trees, but yeah, they're not really a desired tree for the pastures around here for shade or anything. I believe, Chuck, you said something about I need to charge a fee to look at timber, and believe you me, sir, there's a lot of days I'd really like to charge a fee, but I don't have it in me to charge somebody to come look at their timber. They're good enough to give me a call to have me come look at it, and I do appreciate that, and I enjoy getting the opportunity to meet them and look at their timber. So, like I said, as much as I'd love to charge them a fee for looking at it, believe me, there's days I would, especially where I've got a lot of driving, but I just don't do it. I probably never will. It's just not in me. But let's fire up this old thing, and I guess let's see if we can drag a few logs out, or drag a few trees to be piled, or whatever we're going to do. I think Dad's down there cutting right now. I hear the saw going, so we'll hop up in here and see if we can make a hand of it. Big tree there. Yeah. Big tree there too. There's real big.
Oh, yeah, one alone.
Well, that's a big tree there too. Yeah, the wind's just, it's starting to blow too hard, so we're not going to do a whole lot. That's kind of why we went on that little ranger ride, to kind of look at some of the places we got a log still yet on the ranch. Some pretty good walnut groves over there. Still got there's a lot we didn't see, but there's a pretty good grove in front of us. I was cutting in this morning. We got a few out, and they've got some size to them. They're really good logs. Thin sapped, tight growth rings. They've got a good color to them. These are good logs. There's a bruiser there. But here's the bad thing about spring coming on, and I noticed this here the other day. The bark's starting to slip on this walnut. The sap's coming up, and the bark's starting to slip pretty bad. I always hate to see that. I hate to see spring and summer come.